Hey, this is Jessica with Fit Faith Integrated Training. Welcome to the Getting Started workout. This is going to include some Pilates type movements to really strengthen your core and get your body ready for more advanced movements and exercises later. So, shouldn't take us too long. We're going to go ahead and open with a word of prayer. But before we do that, today's verse comes from Philippians 4:13, which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So you can do this workout. You can stick to your goals and your plans with the help of the Lord. So let's turn to Him right now and open with a word of prayer before we start our exercises. God, thank you for this time. Thank you for this day. Thank you for our ability to move and strengthen our bodies. And we dedicate this time to you. May the words of our mouths and the meditation of our hearts be pleasing in your sight, O Lord. You are our rock and our redeemer. And we present our bodies to you a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to you, Lord, which is our reasonable service, our true and proper worship, Lord. Thank you for being with us and for strengthening us. Amen. All right, so let's get started. Go ahead and get onto your mat. And we're going to lie down on our back. And we're just going to start with a nice centering exercise for the spine. So as you're lying down on your back, your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the mat, and our arms are down alongside our body with the palms down. And we're just going to start with a pelvic tuck. So we're flattening the spine by lifting the glutes and hips just slightly. They're not really coming off the floor, but they're tucking, and then release. Let's do that again. Tuck and hold and release. Let's do two more like that. Tuck and hold. Make sure you're breathing and release. Tuck and hold one more time and release. Great job. Just waking up those core muscles. Now we're going to start to wake up the upper abdominal muscles with a cervical curl. So just a little bit of a mini crunch. So looking straight up toward the ceiling, you're going to take a breath, and as you exhale, you're just going to lift the head and shoulders up off the mat, chin towards the chest, but don't let it collapse, and then roll back down. Let's do that again. Breathe in and out. Hold. And then roll back down. Let's do that twice more. Lifting up, waking up those muscles, and roll back down. Let's do it one more time. Little tuck and curl as you lift the upper body and relax down. Fantastic. Now let's wake up the lower body just a little bit. We're going to just lift our feet off the floor one at a time, maybe about 12 inches or so. So lift one foot and put it down. Lift the other foot and put it down. These seem pretty easy, but again, what I want you to do is just think about we're warming the body right now, getting it ready for the more challenging exercises. So while you do these lifts of the legs, I want you to think about your core being tight. So tighten everything up, contract those core muscles, keep your back flat into the floor. This gives you some time to really focus on your form. And again, just waking up those muscles. Great job. Let's actually do one more on each side. Fantastic. Other side. And then put the foot down. Great job. So we're getting warm. We're ready to warm a little bit more in the upper body. So we're going to do some big arm circles. Your lower body stays still. Go ahead and get that pelvic tuck going. Flatten your spine into the floor and hold that tuck while we do these arm movements. We're going to start by lifting our arms straight up overhead. And then you're going to circle them out to the side, keeping them close to the floor. And down, and then put your palms right over your thighs. And then we're going to reverse that, taking them back up overhead, nice and slow. So really think again about waking up those posture muscles in the upper back and the backs of your shoulders, getting everything nice and mobile while at the same time keeping that pelvic tuck. So just circle forward and circle back. We're going to do one more like that, and then we're going to add to it. So bring your arms back up overhead slowly. Hold there. Now the next time you circle your arms around with your hands over your thighs, you're going to add that lift of the head and shoulders that we practiced earlier. So we're going to do 4 of these. So circle the arms down. And as your hands come over the thighs, lift the head and shoulders. And slowly come back down, circling the hands overhead again. Let's do that 3 more times. Breathing in and out. Hold. And then bring it back down. We've got this twice more. Really waking up the body now. I'm starting to feel that blood flowing through my core, my shoulders, my back. Last one like this. Release it all the way. Bring those arms all the way back overhead. And then slowly bring them back down by your sides. Great job. All right. Getting a little more into it now, taking a little bit more coordination. We're going to do the bug exercise. So the first thing you're going to do is lift your feet off the floor. Keep your back flat into the floor and think about 90-degree angles. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just think about making an L shape with your hips and with your knees. All right? Then we're going to lift the arms straight up over your chest. Okay? Now we're going to take one foot, touching that toe to the floor, and I'm just going to hold so you can see, and take the opposite arm, reaching it up overhead. And then return to start position and do the other side. So take the other foot to the floor, touch the toe, and reach the opposite arm up straight overhead. And then bring everything back to start. So the trick is, as you're moving the arm and leg, opposite arm and leg, we're keeping the back pinned to the floor, and we're not moving any other body parts. So it takes a lot of concentration, especially that one arm that's reaching straight up to the ceiling. It wants to move with you, but you got to keep it there, hold it, reaching straight up. I'm starting to feel my hips get warm in this exercise. Again, we're breathing. This is strengthening the entire front of our core from top to bottom. Feels good. Keep going. This is so good for you. Let's do one more on each side. Last one. Fantastic. Relax your feet to the floor again. Arms down by your sides. You did a great job. Now, moving along, we're going to lift up the upper body again, but we're going to hold it there this time and move our arms. So it's the same thing as before. We're just lifting the head and shoulders off the floor. Breathe in and out. As you breathe out, lift, and then find a way to hold yourself here while you breathe, and we're just going to flutter those arms up and down. Both arms are moving together. You're contracting through the upper part of the abs. Think about trying to lift those shoulder blades off the floor and hold. They don't have to be fast flutters. Just a little flutter movement, up, down with the arms, up, down, up, down. You've got this. You can do all things through Christ. He strengthens you, body, soul, and spirit. Let's count down a few more. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Great job. I can feel the upper part of my abs on fire now. So let's focus on combining upper and lower abs together again. So we're going to start by pulling one knee in towards the chest and extending the other leg. And we're going to add that lift of the head and shoulders. Then you're going to switch your legs while you keep your head and shoulders lifted. Switch. And switch. This is a single leg extension, working that core at the same time. Difficult to talk. You're using a lot of muscles here. I want a slow pace. It does not need to be fast. Keep yourself lifted in the upper body. I find myself relaxing. We want that contraction there. Let's do one more on each side. Last one. And relax, bend your knees, put your feet down. That feels great. Everything is really awake now. So let's do circles for our legs. So lower body only now. Rest your arms along your sides, palms to the floor. You're going to extend both legs. So your back will be neutral here. The low back can lift up just a bit. We're going to lift one leg straight up. All right? And we're just going to make little circles in one direction. 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to do 10, 9, and 10. Go the other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Relax that leg down. Excellent. Let's do the other side. Lift the left leg straight up. And remember, if you feel a little strain in the low back, just bend that bottom leg just a little bit to support your back. Let's make their circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not big. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now circles the other direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I can feel my quads firing here. 3, 2, and 1. And slowly bring that leg down. Great job. All right. We're going to do the same thing that we did before with those single leg extensions, but this time we're going to try to do it with a straight leg. So if you need to do this one again with the bent knee, that's totally fine. But if you want to try a challenge, we're going to do it with a straight leg. So extend one leg along the floor and one leg up. Lift your upper body. See if you can gently grasp the calf. And switch. Switch. I like to think of these as scissor legs. Remember, we're keeping the upper shoulders and back off the floor. We're really strengthening through the front of your core right now. We'll get the back in a little bit. Press that low back into the floor. Breathe. One more on each side. And relax. Bend the knees. Lower your upper body back down to the floor. Ah, fantastic. Now we're going to do some rotational movements for the core. So extend your arms along the floor and just flatten your palms onto the ground. I'm going to scoot down just a tiny bit to make sure you can see. Perfect. All right, looking straight ahead, we're going to pick the feet up off the floor again, 90-degree angles. Flatten your back into the floor, and we're going to rotate. Now, you don't have to rotate so far that your knees touch the floor. Just come over a little bit, and then go to the other. And we're trying to keep our feet together, our knees as close as we can get them. This is like a little tick-tock. a little seesaw or pendulum or however you want to think of it. We're rocking slowly back and forth. And just go at your own pace. And again, only go as far as you're comfortable with. Your knees do not have to touch the floor. Eventually, we'll get there. But right now, we're just rocking back and forth. Working the sides of your core. Now, those obliques are getting involved because of the rotation. And we're trying to keep the shoulders and arms pinned to the floor. Breathing. One more each side. Excellent. Back to center. Feet come down. Arms come down. Recenter yourself. Kind of settle in. Now we're going to do the hip bridge. So this is just for lower body. Make sure that your ankles are underneath your knees. We're going to start with the pelvic tuck and then slowly lift up off the mat. Hold and lower back down. And remember to kind of try to go one vertebrae at a time as you peel the body up. Tuck and peel. Hold for a couple of seconds and then slowly lower back down one vertebrae at a time. Fantastic. Keep going. Tuck. Peel. Lifting up. And back down. Let's keep that going. A few more. Tuck and lift. These are nice and slow movements. We're also trying to make sure that the knees don't go out or in. We want to try to keep them directly over the ankles the whole time that we're doing this exercise, which is really firing up our glutes and our back muscles, our hamstrings, inner and outer thighs, holding those legs in place. Let's see if we can do two more. Breathing as you go. And one more. Tuck. Lift. Hold. Hold this one a little longer. It's your last one. Feel those muscles contracting. Breathe in and breathe out as you lower down. Great work. That's our hip bridge. Now we're going to turn onto our side and do several exercises there, and then we'll switch sides. So take a moment, sit yourself up, grab a sip of water if you need it. We've been working hard and getting those muscles nice and warm, nice and strong. Fantastic. Okay, lie down on your side and stack your legs and just prop your head in your hand, okay? So we're gonna just start, make sure your hips are stacked on top of each other. This arm on the floor for support. You can do palm, fist, whatever, fingertips, whatever feels good to you where you feel supported. Now we're gonna take the top leg and lift it a few inches. We're gonna make circles with it. Point your toe and flex. First, we're just gonna point and flex. Wake up the foot and ankles. One more. Point and flex. Now, gentle point, and we're going to do circles. And just like we did when they were lifted up overhead, we're going to do 10 in each direction. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now circle the other way. They don't have to be as big as mine. They can be little tiny circles. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. I can feel my outer hip and thigh and glutes really firing up with those circles. Next, we're going to do taps. So we're going to take the top leg and lift it again. We're going to put on the floor in front of the lower leg.
Then we're going to tap the lower leg, and then we're going to tap behind just a couple of inches. So you're really going to feel that hip become engaged here. So back to the center. So it's front, center, back, and center. Keep going. Front, center, back, and center. Again. Keep that going. Nice little slow pattern. More. Front, center, back, and center. And relax. Always a quick little relax in between to kind of give yourself some time to recover. Now we're going to kick this top leg front and back, like swinging it like a pendulum. And again, these don't have to be big. You can build up to that. You can start small. So just lift the leg a few inches and swing it forward. And swing it back. Swing it forward. And swing it back. Again, the goal is to keep the hips stacked. Try not to let your upper body move too much. That's why you need to keep the kicks small in the beginning. We're working on those stabilizing muscles in the core. Oh, this feels amazing. 2. Last 1. And rest. Woo, I really feel my glutes firing. Okay. The next one is our clamshell. So bend your knee and pull them a little closer to your chest. Again, think about those right angles at the hip and the knee. And we're going to keep the feet in this exercise, but we're going to separate the knees. So I want you to take a lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good job. You'll feel that glute firing up right away. 2. And last one. Fabulous job. Go ahead and take that top leg, pull it in towards you, hug that knee towards your chest. Release your low back a little bit. We're going to stretch this glute out before we move to the other side because I really feel some tightness and burning in there from the work. So let's stretch that out before we go to the other side. So you're going to sit up, swing your legs to the other side, and you're going to have the working leg from the last set is bent, and that foot is touching the inner thigh of the opposite leg. And we're going to stretch down over this thigh to get a nice glute stretch. So just bring yourself down, folding over. Oh, that feels amazing. Stretch that glute out. Breathe deeply. Oh, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So remember we've got our circles, our taps, our swings, and our clamshells, okay? So take a breath and blow it out, lifting yourself back up. Working so hard, my ponytail's coming loose. Amen. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. So you'll know because you'll feel which side is feeling tired, right? In case you forget which leg you had on top, or you can just use me as like your mirror so you'll remember where you're at. So stack everything. Remember, hips on top of one another. That's the main thing, the key throughout these exercises, to keep those hips stacked. We're going to start by lifting that top leg a few inches and do the points and flexes. So point and flex. Push your toes away from you and pull them towards you. 2 more. Last one. And a gentle point. And we're going to start those leg circles. Now this one we've got 10 of each. So when you're ready, start those circles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other way. And remember, keep them small because you want to try to keep your upper body and your hips stabilized. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Relax the leg for a second. Ah, nice little rest. Okay. Next, we have the taps. Okay. So we're going to take, remember, we're supporting ourselves here. Take the top leg, tap it in front of you a few inches. Tap on top of the lower leg and tap behind you a few inches. And hold here for a moment. Make sure you feel what that feels like to tap the leg back, but keep the hips stacked. Center. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Forward, center, back, center. Very good. Oh, that back one feels good. Really opens up that hip and the front. Those hip flexors get tight from walking and all the forward movement that we do each day. Keep going, keep tapping. Let's do 2 more. I can feel it in my glutes. 1 more. Forward, center, back, center. Relax for a second. Okay, really feeling it start to burn. That's where we want to strengthen. We need our core muscles to be strong and stabilized, and our glutes as well. Those are really a lot of our stabilizing muscles are there. You ready for those swings now? Remember, we're going to stay small, keep the hips stacked. Go forward and back. When you swing back, my tendency is to want to take my chest forward, but we're going to try to keep everything as stable as we can. Breathing. I even need to work on stabilizing my muscles too. It's good for all of us. Last one here. Oh, fabulous. All right, one more little burn for the glutes. Pull the knees in. Right angles, right? On hips and knees. We're going to keep the feet together. Lift the knees. Up, down. Looks good. Two more. Here's our last one. Awesome. Take that top leg, hug the knee towards the chest. It gets us started on that glute stretch and loosens our lower back up a little bit. Take a breath. Exhale, release. Push yourself top. Let's get that same glute stretch on that side. So the working side, you're going to know which side it is because it's burning right now. That's the knee that you're going to fold yourself towards. So take that foot to the inner thigh of the back leg. Hands come forward and fold over. See if you can rest your forearms on the floor. Just let your head relax down. Let your legs relax. Feel that amazing glute stretch. Only a few more exercises and we'll be done. We're ready to work the back a little bit more on the next few. Now take a nice big breath here. And as you blow it out, lift up. Great work. All right, let's go down onto our bellies on the mat. So come to hands and knees first. Lower yourself down. And all the way, we're going to extend the arms in front of us. Going to make sure that you can see as much of me as possible. Okay. This is going to be like a swimming movement. So first, I just want you to look down towards the floor with your face and alternate lifting your arms, right? left, right, left. Now try the legs, right, left. So again, watch my leg. Lift it up. Try to keep it straight. Try to lift the knee away from the floor. Now we're going to try to add those two together if you can. One arm and opposite leg, release. Other arm and opposite leg, release. Lift. We're going to go slow. And release. Lift. And release. You might feel those glutes firing just a little bit again. Release. Other side, lift. Always pause. Lift. And release. Again. And you can keep looking towards the floor to keep your neck neutral and just focus on those other muscles you're using. We're going to do one more on each side. Lift. Release. Lift. And release. Relax for a moment. Keep your arms extended along the floor up overhead. We're going to do what's called the swan next. Take a couple of breaths. And we're going to use our exhale to move into position. And in this position, we're going to try to have arms and legs lifted away from the floor. So to begin with, we're just going to lift the arms and legs. So breathe in and breathe out, lift. See if you can lift them both at the same time. And then sweep your arms down alongside your sides, palms facing the thighs. Lift your chest a little higher. Contract, contract, contract through all those back muscles, the glutes. Breathe as you hold. In a second, we're going to release and do it one more time. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lower the legs, sweep the arms slowly forward. Remember all those warm-up moves we did in the beginning with our arms? This is where that's going to help you. It's that same circular movement. Take another deep breath in and out. Before we do this the one last time. Big breath in. Exhale, lift. And when you're ready, circle the arms down alongside your body. Palms face you. Lift and contract, working those back muscles. Breathing. Just look down towards the floor, slightly in front of you. You got this. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Beautiful. All right. One more challenging move, and then we're going to do a stretch to finish out. I want you to bring your hands underneath your shoulders and chest and just push yourself up to your hands and knees. We're going to first start by squaring ourselves off. So your hands are going to be, I'm going to go this way, beneath your shoulders, and your hips are beneath your knees, or hips are right above your knees. And all I want you to do here is focus on the core. Make sure you have a flat back and pull the belly button in. Don't suck in, but tighten through those ab muscles. Pull the belly button towards the spine. Breathe while you do it. The belly will still move, even while it's tight. Now let's do a modified plank here. So you can stay here with your hands. You can do fists if that feels better on your wrists, or you can do forearms. I'm going to stay right here on my palms. All I want you to do is walk your knees back so that you can flatten the body from your head to your knees. Let the tops of your feet rest on the floor. Continue to make sure that your hands are right under the shoulders. So this is a modified plank. I can really feel still my ab muscles working, my arms, my chest. Hold it in and breathe. Doing awesome. I'm trying to hold for anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. If you get tired though, just release by pushing your hips up. Everybody lift up a little bit. And then we're going to lower all the way to the floor. Oh, nice. Little reverse push-up. Now we're going to stretch out the belly. We did a lot of core work. We're going to lift the chest off the floor. So you can keep your forearms on the mat if you need to, like this. Or if you want to go deeper with me, use your hands. Tighten your glutes just a bit. Push away from the floor. You can keep your elbows bent. You can straighten them, whatever feels good to you. But your glutes are tight. Your back muscles are tight. You've got an awesome stretch going all the way down the front of your belly. Breathing in and out. Stretching it out. Doing great. Feels good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release. And then we're going to push back onto our haunches. Breathe in and use that exhale. Hands and knees. You can separate the knees if you want, but keep your toes together if you do that. And then lower down, glutes to the heels. Oh, just relax. We worked hard today, working on strengthening and stabilizing the core and all those muscles that we need to be strong before we even consider adding weights or doing other movements. We need to start at that core. Breathe deeply here. Reach with your arms. Oh, it feels good. And now if you can, we're going to come to a seated position on our heels. But if that bothers your body for some reason, your knees, you can just lift your hands and knees and have a seat. Take a breath and exhale. And again, either lift up here and have a seat or come all the way back, sitting on those heels. Feels good. Got a little bit of lengthening in those quads as well. And then everybody have a seat and cross your legs in a position that's comfortable for you. Sit up nice and tall and take a few deep breaths. Let's really focus on relaxing for just a moment and breathing with the diaphragm. This is so important to expand your lung capacity for working out, but also it's a great technique to help you relax when you're stressed or to kind of just bring yourself back down after a workout. So what we're going to do is sit up tall with good posture. Use your hands resting on your knees to just help you sit up tall. Pull your shoulder blades back just a bit. Your chin is parallel to the floor. Your head is pulled back and down. And you can do this exercise seated here with good posture, standing with good posture, or you can do it lying on your back, just like we started the workout, on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, whatever you prefer. But I want you to focus on taking belly breaths. We're going to do 4 deep diaphragmatic breaths to finish out our time together. So if you need to make sure that you're doing it correctly, one hand to the chest and one to the belly. Make sure the belly is going out and in before the chest goes up and down. So let's take 4 nice deep breaths. We're going to try to count the first one to make sure that you're doing it slow enough. And then the last 3 breaths we'll just do silently. So 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just like that. Let's do 3 breaths. Remember to use your belly. One more. Great job. That's our getting started workout. Again, working on strengthening and stabilizing the core before we get into more challenging things. But that was a challenge for me. I hope it was for you. I hope that you feel that you're getting stronger. And I look forward to working out with you next time. So keep your eyes peeled for the next workout.
and God bless. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Philippians 4:13.